Now that everybody has had their moment.
It's my jam.
Are you crying because you're out of resource credits?
Good one.
Hey, you know what though? Steam it. It is it's a addiction. You know, like whenever I wake up in the morning, I gotta get my spoon. I gotta melt down the steam so I can just do my day right.
Mm-hmm.
You freebase the Steam every morning?
I used to freebase it, but now I main vein it.
Nice.
That was quick.
Damn, full house.
Grim, I don't know. I don't know if you want to talk about one of my last posts. It was about bearing arms. Do you want to get on that topic?
Yeah, I don't see why he won it.
Your answer for okay.
Well, I don't know much about that, but I know Grim, he mentioned something about California, and I kind of suspect maybe it's because we're not really a gun state, even though we are.
No, I know I'm from there. You know that.
Oh, there's lots of guns here.
Yeah, illegally.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. So, I mean, he wanted a post, so I'm going to give it to him. This is probably it would be an interesting topic. Okay, he said, hit me. There you go. There
Cool.
it is.
Or I can just send you my last post, and you can just talk about mine and pretend like it was yours.
That's hilarious. Yeah, we could do that.
We're all
could
gonna
show
get a
you.
chance to share our post.
You can
We're
get
gonna-
Bernie to upvote it for me.
We're gonna Canna show you. We're gonna shill Canna you.
You can downvote it for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna flag all of you real quick.
All right.
All
Well, you're gonna
how
have to buy
right.
some resource credits.
I
Yeah,
know.
right.
You better get some research. You better
got
go
enough of
to
those?
Block Trades.
You better go to
Get at least-
Kmart. Having a blue light special on RC credits.
Can you imagine them saying that over the speaker?
Yeah, then everybody in the Canna-Curate server will be running over to buy some.
Yup.
I got some for sale.
We
2 for $30.
I'll trade you some gold ore
30.
RC.
All right. Well, everybody about ready? Get their final little blurp blurps in. We're gonna kick it off here in a couple minutes.
Grim.
Appreciate y'all for coming and waiting. I know it's kind of gimmicky with the 420 thing, but whatever. We might fix that. I don't know.
It's alright. It's 5:20 my time, so.
Yeah. I just wanted to play a song right at 420, kick it off. So that's all.
Okay.
And then we'll
That's
get talking
cool.
with you and take it from there. See how it goes.
Okay.
Appreciate
What
you guys
song?
being
Sounds
here.
good.
You'll see.
Wicked game.
Please not Wicked Games again.
No. How's everybody doing today?
Cool.
Thanks for coming. What's up, Gregory? A1, Blunt. Of course, our guest, EagleSpirit. Jack Dub, John, Samo, and Soundwaves. I have no chronic or coffee. It's kind of lame.
Ooh, Samo's here. That's my girl.
That's funny. I didn't know if Samuel was a male or a female.
I didn't at first until she said something.
Yeah, look at those pigtails, man.
I kind of wondered, but I know a couple guys with pigtails like that.
That's true. I think she made a point of it
Pigtails, yeah.
in one of the conversations. Yeah, braids.
Braids. Fucking. Can we call it something manly? All right. We had to play that. It's 420. It is 420. Welcome back. If y'all are listening to this recorded version, I'm talking to y'all. Of course, thanks for coming, everybody in the audience. This is Chronic and Coffee. Let me remember what the hell I'm doing because it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've done a show. We have a guest today. Thank you for coming so much, EagleSpirit. Would you please introduce yourself? Let us know who you are, what you're about, what's going on.
Hey, Grim. Thanks for having me. And thank you, Canna community. I just love all of you. Love this group. Thank you, John, for creating such a wonderful initiative. A little bit about me. Well, I've been on Steam at about 10 months now, and I got on through a friend, and it was love basically at first sight. I just started blogging for the first time and learning the ropes, and it's not an easy thing always plugging along, but made quite a few friends just really by commenting a lot, and I still try to keep that up, a lot of engagement, and move into radio and things like this to get to know our community a lot better, and I'm just loving it.
Right on, right on. And I was reading there in the chat while you're talking. What went silent? Can you not hear us, Emma? Everybody could hear us, right? We're all good. You know what's good about this version here that we're doing, not to go off the topic, but since we're here on Greenhouse Radio online, I don't have to worry about streaming. So it's awesome. It's awesome. You can hear us though, right? Cool, cool, cool. All right, hey, I'm gonna grab your post. You've been here about 10 months, you said, on Steam It.
Yes, that's right.
What has been your okay, I don't want to use the word, but it's used. What is your niche? Your niche? Your niche?
I've always tried not to be nichey. So I was going through a lot of my posts just because we've had this hard fork 20 mini vacation. And so a lot of it has to do with nature and just love of environment and trying to bring awareness. I'm half Native American, so I bring a lot of that and some of the cooking. And I was on Jack Dub show and did some stuff there. So I'm into natural healing and food and all that, just looking for land here in Colorado so I can get to growing, and even growing some hemp is really what I'd love to do, which is fairly easy to do in Colorado once you have enough land and good in the water, of course. So
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously Colorado is a lot more progressive at this point than most of the states in the United States. It's legalized,
that's
it's decriminalized all across the board, right? I didn't know about the hemp thing though. So they do grow that,
Oh
obviously.
yeah, definitely. Yes, it's hand in hand and no troubles, and it doesn't have to be like some states where it's for research only or scientific purposes or special licensing and complications. It's fairly easy to get, and everyone is allotted a certain number. Just it's much more freer here for sure.
Right on. I know a lot of people. I don't know a lot of people. I know a lot of people who either live there or want to live there. I myself wouldn't mind visiting there. What is the best part of living in Colorado? Why check out your post and figure out some questions for you? Can you tell us a little bit about why it's so special
Um,
there? Because obviously it's special.
Yeah, it is. And, I grew up in San Francisco, California, back in a time when it was very free. So then I moved to New York City, a little bit upstate, a little bit out on Long Island, and then ended up in New York City for quite a bit of time and saw a lot of violence, which this post does bring up a lot of my background, living around drugs, crime, gangs in San Francisco, and just kind of tired of it. And then 9/11 came and saw a lot of violence, a lot of violence. There was the blackout, so there was a lot of looting, still more violence, and then a couple of hurricanes. And kind of what got me really thinking about leaving New York was when I saw people weaponrying up and gearing up to pretty much kill each other over gas. So, this does not only happen in the United States. We hear about it in Venezuela and other countries when stuff goes down. So, getting back to Colorado, I wanted to do things legally, even though I had been raised around an environment where it was, everyone was packing, and they were not legal. Um, I I wanted to do it legally. So, and it's very, very easy here in Colorado. I mean, it's a lot. There's a few more states left that are like that, where you could just go to the store and you're approved within 5 minutes. And so that's what happened. I came to Colorado. Aside from cannabis being legal, just a lot more freedom. I didn't want to have to worry about, oh, I'm walking down the street and smoking a J, or whatever it was that I was choosing to do. I wanted my freedom, and Colorado was a good place, and it is. It definitely is.
So they don't have any like loopholes or attachments with one or the other as far as the weapons go, do they? Because in Arizona, and I only know from my brother, he carries. I'm not allowed to carry because of some other shit that I've done in the past, but he carries, but he's not allowed to indulge, or like maybe it's overindulge or something like that. He can't smoke. He said he can't get a weed card or something like that because then it takes away his right to have his gun thing. I don't understand
That's right.
why.
That would be the same way here. And also, if let's say you're on SSI, or you're on some sort of government disability, they more than likely will not approve your gun license. Like I said, when you go into the store and you could get it within 5 minutes, they do a full federal background check on you. So, and it's like $5, $6. I think it went up a little bit, so it might be like 10 right now. But you go into the store when you get your piece, and they do a thorough investigation. If you have nothing on you, then like I said, it literally took 15 minutes. But there are certain restrictions because, if you're getting money from the federal government, then, they more than likely will not. And if it's for disability reasons, they more than likely may not approve you, as well as if you have your medicinal cannabis card. So
That's a weird little twist, though. I wonder why. So if you're disabled or you're on disability or collecting government something or others like that, you can't. They won't. They're not, or they hold that against you. I don't understand.
yes. It's just the laws, but there are people, of course, who still do it, and or they work their way around it. I took my concealed carry course, so there are those that are just, you have to be a little more careful. But other than that, I mean, you can't be just straight out in the open when you're getting monies from the government and all that kind of stuff. Or I mean, a lot of people cry about it. It may change, I don't know, because for many, cannabis is medicine. It's literally their medicine.
Absolutely.
However, however, if it's used in conjunction with maybe a mental disorder, that may well be the fine line. So I don't know how they're gonna separate that out right now. It's just a blanket thing.
I see. And I know that they're working on some kind of federal thing where they want to take that into consideration in the future if you have some kind of disability, or even some veterans, because they might have PTSD. Even if they're not mentally ill, the PTSD is enough where they're going to try to keep the guns from them. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because especially with everything going on, and I talked to some of the vets and people who work with vets, and I don't know if you know Sergeant Dan, but he's come pretty much out in the open and said, like, no, it's better I don't have one. Like, he openly says, like, it's just better, because when you're really dealing with people with PTSD and they're hurting like that, you don't know what can happen. So, it is a perspective thing, and it's sensitive, and I try to respect everybody, and their perspective, and for right now, at least, this is one of the freer states that I've lived in, and I've lived overseas, and my father is a weapons expert, and and all that. So it's hopefully, and I am hoping, just like the cannabis community, that federally we will be free someday. I'm really hoping that.
I could see. I think we're making positive steps towards that happening with cannabis as a whole, for the whole nation. But I think we're moving in reverse in the other situation with the gun thing. I think they really don't want us to have those rights or privileges or whatever they're trying to spin it as. Even though, as Jack Dub's saying, shall not be infringed, they definitely want to infringe upon that one way or the other, it seems like.
Yeah, it does seem that way. Actually, there was a couple of one fire. I won't say a couple because it just happened once during the summer, that it was one of those bullets that has a spark, and it caused a fire. And so people were up in an area where, it was very dry, and it caused a fire. So now, of course, you go through any park because of that one incident, right? And now you can't go shooting. Whereas before you could, and that's ridiculous, right? Because you could pretty much go into any open public space as long as it was a certain distance from a trail or a road, and you would be able to go shooting.
Like a mile out of the nearest town is what I understood from my hunting. What we used to do back in the day, it was like a mile out. That's all you got to be.
Yeah, something like that, and away from a trail. I don't know how many yards or what have you, but so that one incident now is pretty much these huge signs everywhere. So I totally get what you're saying. They are using certain things against us, to take a lot of our freedoms away, and it's not good.
Well, I'm glad I had my mic muted on that one. Those kids are screaming back there. What else? So to keep it kind of light, there's a lot of things that you do post about, like you were saying. Can we move into like a little different direction and tell us about some of the other things that you're into? And I don't know which topic I want to grab at first, but what comes to mind for you?
I know you want to talk about some of my projects. That's something you initially talked about because you did listen to something. I don't know where you were. We were in I don't remember where we were, but
post Thursday, I think.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, and I've gotten together with Ingenuity, the witness Ingenuity. A lot of people know him. And so he and I started a couple of shows. We started off first just to dip our toes into getting to know our witnesses and how appropriate that is this week. Really getting to know who these people are, and especially the top 20 now is going to be interesting. And finding out how are we going to make this work for us. They're basically the people who work for us. And so we've taken a couple of interviews. The first two was Underground and Sapphic, and the last one was Coffee and Deranged Visions. And then this week we're going to have Saria and her husband. So
blame Shane.
Yeah, blame Shane. So we're going to have those two on, and we're just trying to get to know some folks to see and just promote some good engagement there in our voting for our witnesses. And we'd like to start to get some of these top 20, I think, after this week is what I'm thinking. So that's one of the initiatives we'll be doing. And then there's do you have any questions after that?
So you're interviewing. Your goal is to interview the top 20, right, and get to know them, and possibly help us as the community get to know them along the way.
Yes, and then maybe if we need to make changes, a lot of people are talking about that because, there's a lot of debate going on as to who who made these decisions for us this week, and then look at what happened, and why did they make those decisions, and why wasn't the proper testing done. So maybe as a community we may have to think about making those changes. um, yeah, so far we haven't reached the top 20. We started with some closer friends and we're working our way around. But I think the goal after this week is definitely the top 20.
Right on. Do you guys have like an official post or anything for that? I'd like to share it or check it out myself. I was scrolling through your
Um,
feed. I don't know if you guys have actually made one or not. I can't like do two things well at the same time. So I'm trying to listen to you and trying to find this post that didn't work out.
okay, let me try to grab it. If you want to
I'm
start
the worst.
asking me some more questions, so then I could let me try to grab this. And do you want it? You want it in the audience
Yeah, you could
there?
drop it in the audience. That's cool. That's cool.
Okay.
Well, I mean, let's talk about what would we ask top 20, and I think all of us probably know. I know very little, and I probably know the least amount of all of you wonderful individuals here about Steam. But I do know that this type of decisions are made by that top 20, right? Like it takes a majority
Yes,
or at least 20 of
all of
them
them.
to, yeah, right, to decide when they're going to push the next thing and is it
That's right.
approved. But who knows who's actually creating that? I don't know as far as that goes. Do you have any idea who's actually writing this code or you know what I'm saying? Who produces this code? It's not them
Well, that's the
necessarily,
thing
right?
is they get well, and that's the thing is that they all get together and they make these decisions. So that these are questions that we want answered. So
Word.
we take questions from the audience. So we would take your question and pose it to them, and get that answer. And so far, the last four have done very well, with answering. And if and Coffee is pretty experienced too. So it's not about like confrontation or what have you. it's
Right.
it's just about sharing the knowledge, and look, we're all in a community together. So let's try to figure it out, and how could we use our voice. So
Absolutely.
that's yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's the best thing we can do. If people are going to listen, we might as well keep on talking. Shoot, what was I going to say? Get distracted. It's like seeing something shiny. Like I lose my train of thought so quickly.
It's
Damn it.
okay. It was about witnesses.
Yeah, I think we're going off on some right there. I know a lot of people are worked up this week because there was this hard fork and like how knowledgeable are you, or how much do you have as far as knowledge goes about this actual thing that we're experiencing called Steemit? Do you know how that shit works or not?
um fairly. I mean,
Where
I've
you
been
going,
hanging
Greg?
out in a group that hey, Deranged, what's up? I've been hanging out in some groups mostly since this all happened Tuesday nonstop. I mean, up till about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, listening to everyone talking. From my understanding, there was a huge explanation as to sort of what happened with the witnesses, and even Wes could chime in if he wants to, I guess. I'm not sure how deep he goes into this programming and all that, but the witnesses had an interview on PAL, and that might be an interesting thing for everyone to listen up on, because they were all discussing what happened.
For sure, yeah. I wonder what show that was on.
I don't know, maybe Wes knows. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Some people took it as, the blame game, whilst others said it was really good information. So that's why I encourage everyone to just, go listen to it yourself, and then, formulate, ask questions, ask people who are the witnesses who are willing to talk, to discuss it with you. I know Crimson Clad is like super amazing.
Oh
She
yeah,
barely sleeps. She barely sleeps, and she is very open to talking about anything and discussing any ideas or changes, or how things could improve. So she wants to hear from you.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, I definitely give Crimson Clad props on that, because she's always explained it the way I could understand it, And plus, she's pretty much
Mm-hmm.
always there too. She's like, I'm a witness, and I'm here for you guys, and that's pretty cool because I don't know many others like that who are so easily approachable or whatever. And you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So that's
I mean,
definitely
she even private messaged me, because she thought I was, um, upset or something, but I wasn't. I was just, everyone just gets all chatted up when you're in a chat. You're
yeah,
like, what the heck's going on? And, and all that. But, it wasn't, but that's how hands-on she is. She's just a really cool person.
for sure, for sure. And I was actually talking with her earlier today over there in Pal, and she was like, "Well, your show starts at this time when I start." I'm like, "No, no, 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 no." So like, my original plans was to run till 20 minutes after the hour, but out of respect for Crimson Clad and MSP Waves, we're ending at the top of the hour, so you guys can go over there and hang out with her because I know she's got a badass show every Thursday night. So you let her know that I sent you when you guys go over there and see her tonight, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I told her I was like,
I
"Hey,
know Deranged is always there.
yeah, a lot of you guys are." So let her know I held up my end of the bargain. I don't know what the bargain was, but she's like, "Don't worry about it." I'm like, "Nah, man, I didn't even think about it." So respect, Crimson, respect. That's what it is. These kids are making like high pitched noises in the background, and it keeps making me look over my shoulder, and I forget what I'm doing.
Like someone's coming after you like a banshee.
Like, yeah, oh man,
Well, what's nice is John says in the audience that Deranged has been there for me, a shoulder to cry on.
are we crying? We're not crying, are we? It's gonna smooth out, right? Like I think eventually, like everybody's saying,
Yes.
in 5 to 7 days from the original 2 days ago or whatever, whenever it was, the
Well, we
25th.
should be looking at now 3 to 4.
Right.
From what I'm understanding, it's 3 to 4. As long as you're not posting and commenting, and don't touch it. Let it recharge, which a lot of people are not doing, and so it just keeps. There was someone I know this morning who was up to 100 and went by one post, just posted one post, went all the way down back to 25, so back down to the
Yeah.
beginning. So the suggestion is just let it be, and then once we get word from the witnesses that then it's time, then let's try it.
Oh my
But
goodness.
until then, yeah, it's probably not a good idea. It will cause just a lot of frustration.
Yeah, just let it go for a few minutes. I mean, we could still look at each other's stuff, and if we can't post, that sucks. I posted today only for promotional purposes, like I do every Thursday. Hey, there's a show. But I guess like Pimp Your Post wasn't even bothering sharing posts today, this morning, and like mental support's down. It's crazy how much this thing has affected everybody's regular routine, man. It's a trip.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Steam Auto's down, so
Right,
any
right.
curation and just everything is down. So I know people are a lot, very upset, but I mean the thing too is that we're still all in beta, we're all still learning and growing, we're still, new at all of this ourselves, right?
Right.
So, we're a community, in my opinion. First, we support each other. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun doing all of this and getting to know everyone better. I mean, Jack's in there, Wes is in there, John's in there, you're here. I mean, and you're just great people, in my opinion. Let me not forget Samo.
Sam will come back. No, I don't think she did. I joke. I joke
John
about it.
says we're John says we're weeding out the shitty people.
Yeah, for sure. And the spam fucking accounts and everything else that make a living off of that post.
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff that we were looking at going after here in the Canada Defense League. A1's not here. Damn it. Never mind. I was hoping to get his attention. 1 second.
Good time to go outside. Yeah, take some pictures, right, Wes? Good picture time.
Yeah, take a break, run around the block or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost getting cool enough for that stuff outside. I like to go for a walk in the evening. Cools down a little bit in Arizona, but I bet you it's nice and brisk in Colorado in the mornings, huh?
Oh yeah, it's pretty good now. It was hitting 90s, even pretty early, up until probably last week. Yep.
We're gonna definitely share everybody's posts when we get to back to some music and stuff. But right now we're talking with EagleSpirit. She is a member of the community here at Canna-Curate, as well as on Steemit and many other Discord servers and communities. Can you share some of those with us? Oh, that sounded like not a good sound. Can you share some more of your communities or other servers possibly that you would like some of the people here who might not be aware of it to know about?
Yeah, I think some that have become my favorite are, of course, I would say Freedom Tribe, a lot of the tribes, so Earth Tribe and Tribe Steam Up, sorry, Steam Up, Helpy is a really great group that just Menno leading that one. This one, I'm in quite a few, Boot Camp, PAL, Steam Engines, Steam Silver Gold, Dynamic Steamians, let's see, One Up, and let's see, what other ones? There's so many. Team Good,
Team Good.
Poets United, The Alliance, can't forget The Alliance, Steam USA. So, yeah. I belong to quite a few.
Discord Hoarder, John says, "Hey man, watch it."
I don't know. I mean, I try to support, that's how I get to find people, like you guys.
Absolutely,
I probably wouldn't have found you unless I was in PAL one day or, Pimp Your Post. So, yeah, I guess I can't forget Steam at Ramble,
Shout out Pimp Your Post, Shadows Pub, Steve Ramble.
Yeah.
Definitely. Word.
Buddy Up. Yeah, so I just got into Buddy Up, so that's another interesting one where people just help each other, and then that's how I find groups to delegate to and support, like this one, which I feel this group is just spreading the word nicely about cannabis and very I feel openly but nicely, professionally. It's yeah, I really enjoy this group a lot.
Right on. We appreciate that. I know John Udire and Blunt Smash and everybody here has been working real hard at trying to get this as serious. Like we're not. I'm just gonna speak for myself right now. We're not out here just saying, "Hey man, we smoke weed, ha ha ha." It's fucking happy stoner time and shit. A lot of us are professionals. Some people grow for a living. Some people are trying to change the laws themselves or whatever, being activists. So we're all adults. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of you guys, man. You guys do a great job.
Yeah, I think that's what I love about it, especially is because there are so many that grow professionally, and especially when showing how to do it, because that's sharing that information is so important, especially if you believe in something. And I feel that all of you just believe, which I do too, so many of us do now, just especially the medicinal factor, and sharing that info to everybody. That's how good information spreads.
For sure. And it is near and dear to my heart. It's definitely a passion, lifetime one for me. And I think this is as organic as a community, can I speak, that you're going to find around here. I know there's a lot of good pals and good friends over here, and that I really love being here. So I'm proud to be here. Thanks for having me, guys. Canna-Curate, big ups, big ups. And EagleSpirit, anything else you want to share with us before get to playing some music and stuff and move on with the rest of the show? I do appreciate you coming. I don't want to miss anything. Do you have anything that we didn't talk about that you want to bring up?
Just real quick. How much time do we have? It's real
not
quick.
Really. I'm not on a timer. I just kind of go with the flow, so no big deal.
Okay, so I think I'd like to just give a plug in for one of our new shows we're going to be doing on Wednesday, and that is we're going to be bringing live music. Ingenuity and we're going to be bringing live music, poetry. I want to do some poetry slam, and that's really what I love. And so we're going to be bringing that on the tunes. And so that will be, we're not sure where our location is going to be yet, because we want it to be sort of open to everybody. I mean, right now I think we have a slot in at Steam at Ramble, so we'll see where we'll end up, but that's pretty much what it's going to be. We're going to just start getting people, and it's going to be sort of like an interview type of environment, and how people come up with their music, what inspired them, their creation process, and then they're going to sing us a few tunes, because people just love live music. I know I do. Or have a poetry slam all, and just do some poetry out, and maybe some little rap in there, whatever, because we like that, some live rap. So that's our next initiative, and that's about it.
That sounds like a very cool project you have coming, or show. I look forward to checking it out. Let us know when you find out when you're going to be, where you're going to be, what time you're going to be, so we could definitely try to make it there. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It's definitely a pleasure to meet you. I know we kind of crossed paths all over the place, but it's definitely a pleasure to finally meet you. Now you're a part of the family. Please come back anytime and share whatever you have going on here on Chronica Coffee. Much respect.
Thank you, Grim. So nice meeting you too.
Truly my pleasure. Truly my pleasure. Anybody have any questions for her before we play some super loud, annoying music? You know my style. You know my steez.
Okay, I think we're good.
All right. Well, thanks again so much.
All right, thank you. Talk to you later.
For sure. Talk to you soon. All right, guys. That was EagleSpirit. We are recording. You guys are chilling with me live in Greenhouse Radio. The chat box over here in Canna-Curate. I will leave a link in the video. I'm sure everybody knows about it, though. Come on, it's Canna-Curate. Hopefully, we're like one of the only communities, at least one of the strongest communities when it comes to cannabis, because that's what we're trying to achieve, right? Like EagleSpirit said, we're professional, we're strong, we believe in what we're saying, we're not making jokes about it, we take it pretty seriously. But at the same time, we're having a good time. That's what we're doing here on Chronica Coffee. We're chilling. Hopefully you guys are smoking. Man, it ain't 420 for me yet. The paycheck needs to come, and that's at a certain time this evening. So I just got to make it through a couple more hours. I appreciate you guys being here with me. We're going to resume some music. Let's see what's up.